Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burbies 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good day, welcome to your main newscast for Saturday, March 5th, 2022. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. Canadian explorer CGX Energy Inc. announced yesterday that it will be plugging and abandoning its Kawa 1 well, where it initially said it had unearthed significant hydrocarbon resources. Importantly, the Canadian firm said the Kawa 1 well was never intended to be kept active following completion of the successful drilling campaign. CGX also provided additional details on the findings of the independent laboratory that analyzed the Kawa 1 well samples of cuttings from 4 pay intervals in the well. In this regard, CGX said cutting samples from 12 reservoir zones in the Kawa 1 well are being analyzed with a variety of geochemical methods to evaluate hydrocarbons found. And in other news, during the 33rd intersessional meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM held this week, leaders received an update on the most recent developments on the border controversy between Guyana and the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. It was related to the regional leaders that Guyana will be submitting its memorial on March 8, 2022, in accordance with the schedules set by the International Court of Justice to hear the case on merits of Guyana's application concerning the validity of the arbitral award of 1899 and the related question of the definitive settlement of the land boundary between the two countries. Heads of government reiterated their full support for the ongoing judicial process that is intended to bring a peaceful and definitive end to the long-standing controversy between the two countries and urged Venezuela to participate in the process. And now let's tell you, a number of Guyanese have added their voices to the protest against Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This was evident yesterday as citizens once again stood in solidarity in front of the Russian embassy in Pear Street, Kitty, Georgetown. The citizens were adamant that Russia must respect international law on human rights as they called for an end of the war, which has so far claimed the lives of scores of innocent people in Ukraine. The protest was supported by Article 13 members Christopher Ram and Yog Mahadio, as well as Kaieteur News publisher Glenn Lau. Other prominent members of society, such as Mr. Kit Nascimento and opposition member of Parliament Sherrod Duncan, were present in support of the call for peace. And moving on, the owner of a shop in Baramita, Northwest District Region 1, is presently assisting police with investigations after a dead man was on Wednesday found in his front premises. The dead man is yet to be identified, but according to police, it is suspected that the unidentified individual was murdered at Baramaline. Ranks from the district received a call around 7 hours informing them that battered remains of an Amerindian man was found in front of a bush shop. When Ranks arrived, they noticed that the corpse bore several deep wounds to the left side of the face and head. In other news, the defense and the prosecution in the fraud matter of former Finance Minister Winston Jordan found themselves at loggerheads over the mode of trial that should be used to dispose of the matter. Jordan is being represented by a battery of lawyers. Jordan's lawyers want the matter to be tried indictably. This means that the preliminary inquiry into the matter will be conducted in the Magistrates Court to determine if there is sufficient evidence for the matter to be tried before a judge and jury in the High Court. The prosecutor wants the matter to be heard summarily. This means the prosecutor wants the matter to be tried in the Magistrates Court as opposed to it going before a judge and jury. And moving on, a former supervisor for a financial management and tax consultancy business was on Friday placed on $200,000 bail for allegedly embezzling over $3 million from the company she worked for. The defendant, 31-year-old Solana Wills, appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Courts before Senior Magistrate Leron Daly. Wills was slapped with 6 charges, which allege embezzlement by clerk or servant. Those charges allege that Wills between August 1st, 2021 and December 20th, 2021 at Durban Street, Georgetown, while being a clerk or servant of Lebrand's Financial Management and Tax Consultancy, fraudulently embezzled the sum of $3.1 million in cash received or taken into possession by her for or on account of her employer. The time has now moved on to 12 hours 12. We will return after the break.
Nothing in life is free, but the MyDigiCell app is. You don't need to be on a data plan to use the app. You can conveniently chat with Ruby or an agent for help. Check your account balance. Activate a Prime bundle or gift it to a friend. Send credit. Check the Georgetown and Burpees Bridge schedules. Activate a roaming plan. Play Shake to Win for cool prizes. So don't worry about a data plan, buddy. Download the MyDigiCell app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store today. Digicel. Better together.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. The Regional Democratic Council of Region 8 is inviting contractors to undertake several road works in its region, which is estimated to cost some $39.8 million. This is according to an invitation for bids issued seeking contractors to rehabilitate the Kaieteur to Kurububaru road estimated at $12 million. During the consideration of this year's budget, estimates in February, some $2.5 billion was approved in the National Assembly for Region 8, which would go towards its development. It is understood that the sum of $269 million was allotted towards public works for the region, and this money will be used on the road projects that are out of tender. And in other news, the World Obesity Foundation yesterday released a report which concluded that the Caribbean has topped the charts for people living with obesity. The report was released on the occasion of World Obesity Day 2022. According to the document, 6 out of 10 of the countries in the Americas with the highest estimated prevalence of obesity amongst women by 2030 are from the Caribbean, with Bermuda topping this list at 48% and St. Vincent and the Grenadines at number 10 with 42%. It went on to say that 6 Caribbean countries also fall into the top 10 list for its projection of 2030 childhood obesity rates in children between the ages of 5 to 19 years old. Additionally, it was highlighted too that when it comes to the preparedness of countries to tackle obesity and non-communicable diseases, projections were equally bleak, with 6 Caribbean countries, including Guyana, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Suriname, Belize, Grenada and Haiti, listed among the 10 least prepared. And our COVID-19 update. While no COVID-19 fatality was recorded, the Ministry of Health yesterday reported that 5 patients were admitted into the ICU. The ministry's COVID-19 dashboard shows that it has recorded 22 new infections within the last assessed 24-hour period, bringing the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the country to 63,024. Currently, 22 persons are in institutional isolation, 337 in home isolation, and 12 are in institutional quarantine. To date, a total of 61,473 persons have recovered from the virus. And now for the page 7 of the Kaieteur News dedicated to being blunt. A plea during the protest held yesterday by some of our countrymen in solidarity with Ukraine was for Russia to respect human rights laws. But can some of our leaders do the same? Can they look Putin in his face and ask him to respect any law when they have no regard for some of our local laws? Our leaders are enabling the likes of Exxon to evade our tax system, further ruining this nation financially. When will the disrespect for this nation end? And with that, we've come to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-846